For some reason, they split Soul Reaver 1 and Soul Reaver 2 into two different categories on Twitch. I am not sure why. But they did. Soul Reaver 2. Oh, I know this is perfect. Alright, let's go.
At last. I must say I'm disappointed in your progress. I imagined you'd be here sooner. Tell me,
I go third person driving.
did it trouble you to murder your brothers?
Did it trouble you when you ordered me into the abyss?
Eternity is relentless, Raziel. When I first stole into this chamber centuries ago, I did not fathom the true power of knowledge. To know the future, Raziel. To see its paths and streams tracing out into the infinite. As a man, I never contain such forbidden truths. But each of us is so much more than we once were. Do you not feel that we lost how we become like God? Are we not invisible? As long as a single one of us understands we are ancient. Our futures are predestined. Mobius has told mine, he not today. He laid out past. Free will.
Not the crunchy noise right now. I'm sorry. Hopefully that fixed it. Damn it.
Who better to serve me than those
That
whose
work? Fix it?
transcends all notions of good and evil?
The Sarafan were saviors, defending Nazgul from the corruption that we represent. My eyes are open, Kain. I find no nobility in the unlife you rudely forced on my unwilling corpse.
You may have uncovered.
Alright, I'm sorry. You might have to deal with the crunch for like a few seconds.
You think the Sarafan were noble, altruistic?
Okay, it's better. Okay, good.
Oh, don't be simple. Their agenda was the same as ours. You nearly had me, Raziel. But this is not where or how it ends. Fate promises more twists before this drama unfolds completely.
Redeemer and Destroyer, Pawn and Messiah. Welcome, time spans.
Yo, what up, Goblin?
Welcome to your destiny.
Raziel wanted to make a dramatic entrance. Raziel is always dramatic. Especially now that he has actual cinematics.
Where am I? Is the usual question. In your case, when might be more apt.
Very well, you old snake. If
You need to play
prefer I
this?
use my bare hands.
It's so good, Goblin.
This is completely unexpected. This orb disables our vampire enemies, leaving them helpless and incapacitated. Strangely, it seems to have the same effect on that peculiar weapon of yours. But you must believe me. I mean you no harm.
You can drop the benevolent facade, Mobius. I know who and what you are. I should kill you where you stand.
Perhaps you should, my boy. But you don't.
Are you so certain of that, Mobius?
My role as Time Guardian affords me a certain level of omniscience, Raziel. No, you don't kill me. That honor belongs to your maker, Kain, some 30 years from now.
Ah! You two are a pair. You're just as fatalistic as he is.
Death comes for us all, Raziel. It's just a matter of time.
How is it that you know my name? We have never met.
On the contrary, Raziel, I know you very well. And it grieves me to see how cruelly Kain has used you. I knew you when you were one of the Sarafan Brotherhood, Raziel. We were even close.
Oh, please.
Fortunately, you need not love me now to be my ally.
Are we within the stronghold of the Sarafan priesthood?
Yes, but the glorious days of the Sarafan have long since passed, I'm afraid. This is a more cynical and indecorous age. My mercenary army now inhabits this stronghold. We strive to honor the memory of the Sarafan with our own humble crusade.
Is this the vampire Vorador?
Yes, the scourge of the Circle, the most depraved and decadent example of his whole degenerate race. He slaughtered 6 of my fellow Guardians as they cowered defenseless in this room.
And you somehow survived this massacre?
I and 2 others. The Circle was devastated. Only we 3 were spared.
How convenient. You'll forgive me if I don't naively devour every scrap of information you toss me. You have a reputation for deceit.
And who has slandered me so? Your malefactor, Kain? The one who betrayed and destroyed you? Our common enemy? Consider the source before you judge me too harshly. We'll forget about rekindling our old friendship then. But consider an alliance based on our common ground. We both want Kain dead. I can help you do it.
You don't want to meddle in this, old man. I know all about your sordid little schemes, but you're simply out of your depth on this one.
You underestimate me, Raziel. Let me show you. Even now, Kain is lying in wait for you, unaware that I've snatched you out of the time stream and brought you here to me. See how he lingers at the very pillars he is destined to destroy, foolishly confident that he has eluded your grasp.
The pillars are still standing in this time.
Yes, Raziel. They are the embodiment of the divine force which preserves the life of our world. We who serve the pillars maintain their delicate balance, and Kain is destined to be the fulcrum upon which that balance turns. I believe you have already endured the wasteland wrought by his terrible, selfish decision. Kain's very existence is a cancer upon this world. As long as he lives, all of Nosgoth is in peril. You may never again be human, Raziel. But you can re-embrace the essence of your humanity and the nobility of your Sarafan heritage. Go to him, Raziel, and end this. But first, you will need to find your way out of the stronghold, and in this, I'm afraid I cannot help you. My soldiers will not understand your appearance here. They will try to kill you. You needn't fear them, of course. They're no match for you. Try to keep the casualties to a minimum. But do what you have to do. All great
I surveyed my surroundings and noticed a second time-streaming chamber. Its entrance identical to the first, but with one distinction. That crystal was significant, but how? I had not yet discovered.
So I like listening to the story. It is too good to talk through. Yeah, Goblin, this game is absolutely amazing. I will say sorry that I keep changing the graphics. I want to see how things change. So they haven't changed a few things. Like, these graphics are still the same. Also, I'm fairly certain the beginning cutscene that we watched for the start of this game was just the cutscene from the PS2 game upscaled. It might not have shown it on stream, but I had some weird looking issues on my end seeing that shit, which is kind of lazy as fuck. Also, Raziel's a top. We know this. Alright, I remember my controls. Also, much like in the first game, every time we open a door in this game, it is a loading screen.
Over there!
Ow. Yeah, the combat in this game isn't great. Fashion or function? Function, I guess? Did you get the weird looking issue when Kain jumped down from above? I think so. I don't remember that. This game is the best way to fight in this game is just to do this. Locking on really doesn't do anything. Just running around relentlessly whacking them is actually the best way to go about it.
Over there! Fiend!
Like how HP starts, they canonically... Oh yeah, it suggests that you got everything. Yeah. That's cool. I do like it. They canonically did everything that you can do before you went through the time stream and got Kain. I think in this game you can just run past a lot of enemies, like the combat is completely optional. I try not to do that. Actually, I might.
Throughout the stronghold, I discovered evidence of my former nobility and my life as a Sarafan priest. This was the heritage so foully stolen from me when Kain raided my sacred crypt and defiled me.
Vampire! Damn, good map. Also, the map in this game is surprisingly shit. They act like it's a big game, but in reality, the entire map is basically a straight line. Oh, so blank. Fashion or function and what? Just in general? We got the nice sounding Reaver as well. You okay? Alright, Max is dying in the background. Or Cyberpunk?
Away from the influence of Mobius's
Probably,
cursed
yeah,
staff,
Function.
I could feel the strength of the Soul Reaver slowly returning. If that orb was as debilitating to vampires as it was to the blade, it gave Mobius a powerful advantage over his enemies. I finally understood how Mobius's crusade could decimate the vampires so successfully. If he could immobilize his enemies, they were at his mercy. But why, I wondered, would the staff have any effect on the Reaver?
When it comes to clothing, yeah, no, fashion, of course. Yeah, no, absolutely fashion. I don't care about function for clothing. And are me and Max together? Yeah, we've been dating for a little while. They asked if we were together. Yes. There you go. Grats.
Die, fiend!
Ah, my fucking Reaver.
Die, fiend!
Yeah, thank you. Just fucking impale, bitch. Hey, bitch. I really like the look of this spear here in this game. I think it looks really cool. The Reaver's back.
As I neared the
Gobbo has a dating life. Okay.
A strange sensation crept over me. An indescribable feeling of displacement, a sense of vertigo, as reality itself appeared to warp and bend around me. The disturbance seemed to emanate from the sanctuary's furthest chapel. As I cautiously approached, the sense of dislocation intensified with each step. So this was the tomb of the beloved King William the Just, beatified here as the martyr and catalyst of Mobius's crusade. I was reminded of Kain's journey as a fledgling vampire, how Mobius coerced him to travel back in history and assassinate William, thus igniting a genocidal hatred of vampires among the citizens of Nosgoth. And here I discovered the source of the displacement. The Soul Reaver itself, laid out like a holy relic, and broken, apparently in the battle between William and Kain. I had not thought such a thing was possible, until, of course, Kain shattered the blade against me when he tried to strike me down. Thus, the captive spirit inhabiting the Reaver was released, and binding itself to me became my symbiotic weapon. And so the Reaver met its former self, still imprisoned in this corporeal shell. I watched, mesmerized, as the Wraith blade uncoiled itself and snaked down the length of the physical blade. Embracing its twin, its mirror self, the Reaver's long dormant spirit was now fully aroused. And for the first time, I felt the true presence of this other entity, willful, ravenous, and deranged from thousands of years of imprisonment. The Reaver was now in command, and I, now merely its helpless host, felt my soul being leached to restore the blade. But the Reaver knew better than to destroy its host, and just as I neared the brink of oblivion, the blade released its hold on me. As I recovered, I realized we were now bound together in a fragile alliance. The Reaver no longer merely my symbiotic weapon, but a sentient parasite competing for control.
What have you done to me, Mobius? Is this your trap?
How mine? Don't forget it was Kain who led you here, not I. While you curse me, the only soul in Nosgoth ready to guide and assist you, Kain laughs at our folly and revels in your dismay.
These blades, now coiled in sinister embrace, have inspired terror in the hearts of creatures far more durable than you, old man. Bound together as they are, I can only imagine what they could do to your soul's fragile shell.
Raziel, I beg you to stay your hand. This was none of my doing. I have sought only to aid you in your righteous quest.
Why, you're trembling, Mobius. Has your confidence abandoned you? You seem to have made a fatal error by leaving your precious staff behind. Is that where all your courage comes from?
Listen to me, Raziel. You don't know what you're doing. I have taken an enormous risk by appearing here before you, so defenseless, yet eager to prove my good intentions. If there's anything left of the Seraphim in you, you won't do this. While you threaten me, your true enemy eludes you.
Don't concern yourself with Kain, old man. He'll join you in hell soon enough. As you said, death comes for us all.
Yes, the wheel of fate demands it.
What did you say?
The wheel of fate. The inexorable cycle of death and rebirth to which all men are compelled. We serve the same God, Raziel. To strike me down would be striking God's own attendant. And I don't believe even you would take that risk.
I tire of your games, Mobius. Now that I know you fear me, I needn't concern myself with you. Kain is waiting for me.
Go then, Raziel. Seek Kain out and destroy him in the name of the one God we both serve. You, who were once a Seraphim priest, murdered, profaned, destroyed, and reborn again from his mercy. You are now most powerfully equipped to be his agent, his instrument of restoration and retribution.
My own vengeance is motivation enough.
By my soul, you almost had me, my little blue assassin. But that'll be the one and only chance you get. I assure you of that.
I could now summon the blade at will, regardless of my strength. But once summoned, the blade's ravenous appetite could not be contained. It devoured the souls of its victims, and if I allowed it to become over-aroused, the Reaver would now turn its hunger on me.
I gotta get rid of all my health. Hey, what up, Cub? I haven't tried Warframe 999 yet, sorry. I haven't had the chance to play it. And yes, Blank, I will do a Shadow Colossus playthrough eventually. Also, I see you talking about the head flick, Sai. I know what you mean. These games are much better now that you can actually,
This was the legendary Janos
have a cinematic.
reputed to have been the most ancient and diabolical vampire to have ever existed. According to folklore, he lived high in the cliffs of Nosgoth's northern mountains and preyed mercilessly on the defenseless villages below. His reign of terror ended when the Seraphim finally hunted him down and tore his throbbing heart from his still living body. This relic came to be known as the Heart of Darkness, and was supposedly imbued with the power to restore vampiric unlife. The Seraphim therefore guarded it carefully, lest the heart fall into the hands of their enemies. But I wondered, could Janos Ordrin truly have been as monstrous as depicted here? Or was this merely artistic license by the Seraphim, who sought to lionize themselves by demonizing their darkest enemy?
You know, I think this is the only game where I've ever heard the word lionize. I don't think there's many things that actually use it. Thank you, Max. Oh, these games are so much better now they have like actual cinematics. Oh, Cub, I didn't know you actually had played this game before. And we don't have, I don't think we have taking down health anymore, which is really nice.
strange how my history came full circle. This chapel, I realized, was a memorial to my former Sarafan brethren and myself. All of us martyred here, and then so cruelly profaned by Kain when he imposed his gift on our noble corpses. For the first time, I beheld the image of my Sarafan self, memorialized here among my fallen comrades. It tortured me to see how noble and pure I had been, and what a vile phantasm I had become. And a profound sense of injury, of loss and betrayal welled up in me, so overwhelming I could barely contain it. All I wanted at this moment was to find Kain and destroy him.
It's a good question, Sai. Is it an old or new statue? Let's see. It is the old statue. It's another statue they haven't changed. Yeah, it's the same statue. Seems like the artwork that they've got here is the old artwork as well, because you can't really change that. But it seems like some of the statues just haven't changed at all, which I'm really confused at. Why don't they change the model? Just the way I walked in. I think that's the way I walked in. Oh wait, I'm not meant to do that. I surprisingly don't remember this game as much as I should. We still love it though. I accidentally clicked out of game. Also, the music is so nostalgic for me. Playing this as a kid has made this game like way better than it actually is to me. Even the hills are the same. What the fuck?
I emerged, and for the first time beheld Nosgoth in its former glory. The land overflowed with abundant life and vitality. And I knew with certainty then that the world I had left behind was nothing more than the corpse of Nosgoth, a lifeless husk bled dry by the corruption of Kain's parasitic empire. This was the fragile world Kain sacrificed to preserve his own petty life and ambition, heedless of the profound cost. The sight only deepened my resolve. I sensed that the pillars lay to the northwest. If Kain truly waited to confront me there, I would not disappoint him.
Now, I don't know. With this one, it's really hard to tell, like, if the remake really... not remake. The remaster really did anything. Even here, the Reaver doesn't change that much. A lot of the scenery isn't changing either.
As I passed this arcane landmark, a wisp of the Reaver's energy was drawn to the ring, illuminating it. This created a beacon of sorts in the spirit world. If ever I found myself depleted in the spectral realm, and my soul tossed on the ethereal winds, these beacons would draw me back to safety and restore me.
Basically, the game telling me that that's a checkpoint. Oh wait, isn't where I'm meant to go over here? No, it's not. What the fuck? What it was. Oh wait, I think I gotta go underneath, right? Where the fuck am I?
I did not yet possess the means to unlock this barrier, but this enigmatic symbol was clearly the key.
Oh right, I'm so fucking stupid. There's a little key. My dumbass was like, "Oh, that spinny thing is not something we interact with until the later in the game when we come back here." No, it's something we interact with right now. The later in the game is right fucking now. You dumbass. Not there, I don't think. It's over here, right? No, it is over there. Okay. Oh yeah, and these things are so stupid.
These ancient obelisks were mysteriously attuned to my spiritual essence. By simply touching the symbol, I could safely preserve an imprint of my soul, and thus create a milestone to which I could return when weary, and from which I could resume my journey.
Save points, by the way. So stupid how they did this stuff. It's very, very reminiscent of old games. Not reminiscent, you know what I mean. It's very, very much an old game.
While I had only just escaped the stronghold, I sensed that in time my journey would return me full circle to this place. Infiltrating the fortress, however, would be no small feat. The balcony that had provided my escape was now well beyond my reach, leaving this massive gateway as the only means of entry. The gates were sealed, but like the time-streaming chamber I had seen earlier, their operation was undoubtedly linked to that odd crystal mounted above the entrance.
There's one.
There's one.
Die, fiend.
Even the dead vampires haven't changed. What the fuck?
There's one. Prepare to die.
Yeah, they haven't changed at all. Look at this. Some minor detail. Okay. That's strange. I guess this is just a way to... Even this guy's model hasn't changed at all. He just gets brighter in the old game. Okay. I don't think they really did much to this version of the game, game. Now, that's a bad thing. I like the original Soul Reaver too. It's my favorite Soul Reaver. It kind of makes me wish this was a remake instead of a remaster, you know? Also, yes, those birds just did fade into green, gooey stuff. Not gooey stuff. Green gas. Oh yeah, fucking dogs. Oh, get out of here, dog. There is a lore reason for it. Yeah, no, I'm pointing it out there because there is a lore reason for it. It isn't a limitation of the PlayStation 2. There's a reason for them becoming green smoke. We are being watched. I do become green smoke when I leave. Yeah, it's just natural. Also, remember how we could explore and do shit in Soul Reaver 1? Yeah, it's not happening anymore.
These vampires had nothing in common with the deranged jackals I left behind in Kain's derelict empire. They seemed to retain much of their former humanity. In this era, vampires were clearly not the uncontested predators we had been. These creatures were hunted mercilessly and oppressed. And while I still believed that vampirism was a plague and had to be wiped out, there was nothing noble or righteous in this crusade. This was simply ruthless persecution.
And what's that? It's not all black and white, Raziel? Wow, it's like in this story you're going to grow as a person. Even though you're kind of an insufferable prick for most of it. It whispers, character development. I do love it when he comes into contact with his future self. It's so stupid. Orders, by the way, for a game that's over 20 years old.
The pillars of Nosgoth. Pristine, whole, and uncorrupted. I had never
Welcome back,
beheld
Cobb.
them in this undefiled state, yet something profound and indelible resonated within me at the sight. And there, waiting at the very heart of the pillars, was the canker that was destined to destroy
I
them.
haven't played it yet. Been busy, unfortunately.
I know you're there, Raziel.
Mobius led me to you, Kain, though I might have guessed you'd meet me here.
And if Mobius told you I was hidden on the underside of hell, would you throw yourself into oblivion to pursue me? Mobius trawls for the ignorant and unwary, hauling his gasping prey from the streams of their destinies. Stay out of his net, Raziel.
Spare me your elaborate metaphors, Kain. I have pursued you here for one purpose. You will pay for your betrayal, and balance will thus be restored to Nosgoth.
And whose will is satisfied then? The will of Raziel or Mobius?
Would I be better manipulated by you, Kain? Now, turn and face me. The chase is over.
This isn't a chase, Raziel. We are merely passengers on the wheel of destiny, describing a perfect circle to this point. We've been brought here for a reason. I've seen the beginning and the end of our story, however, and the tale is crude and ill-conceived. We must rewrite the ending of it. You and I.
Face me, Kain. Even you shouldn't die a coward's death.
Isn't it customary to grant the condemned a final request?
I recall no such courtesy from you.
Indulge me, Raziel. All I ask is that you listen. This is the sublime moment of our undoing, Raziel. The ineffable fulcrum upon which swings the entirety of our history. This is where all of Nosgoth is betrayed. In this instant, Ariel, the Balance Guardian, is murdered by dark forces bent on overthrowing the pillars. Her spirit is just now tearing free, lost in the ether, trying to find its way here. You have already seen how she comes to haunt these pillars.
Bound here by your refusal to die. You are the reason this land becomes diseased. As long as you remain alive, you condemn Nosgoth to an eternity of decay.
Be still, Raziel. See this. As Ariel dies, I am being born to take her place as Balance Guardian. Such is my destiny.
My God.
At the moment of my first cry, Ariel's beloved, the Guardian Nutraptor, finds her corpse. Racked with grief and tormented by suspicions of treachery, Nutraptor plunges into a madness which overflows and infects all of the Guardians who are symbiotically bound, including me. The repercussions of Ariel's assassination were expertly calculated. The entire circle descends into madness, and I am tainted at the moment of my birth, instantly rendered incapable of fulfilling the role destiny has prepared for me.
Shall I show you the same mercy you showed the rest of the circle then? You blithely murdered them to restore their pillars, yet your hand faltered when it came to the final sacrifice. What makes you exempt, Kain? You're merely the last man standing. Why condemn me for simply carrying out what you hadn't the courage to do yourself?
Let's drop the moral posturing, shall we? We both know there's no altruism in this pursuit. Your reckless indignation led you here. I counted on it. There's no shame in it, Raziel. Revenge is motivation enough. At least it's honest. Hate me, but do it honestly.
That's a hard line.
Hence, I am presented with a dilemma. Let's call it a two-sided coin. If the coin falls one way, I sacrifice myself and thus restore the pillars. But as the last surviving vampire in Nosgoth, this would mean the annihilation of our species. Mobius made sure of that. If the coin lands on the reverse, I refuse the sacrifice and thus doom the pillars to an eternity of collapse. Either way, the game is rigged.
We agree then that the pillars are crucial and must be restored.
Yes, Raziel. And that's why we've come full circle to this place.
So after all this, you make my case for me. To end this stalemate, you must die so that new Guardians can be born.
The pillars don't belong to them, Raziel. They belong to us.
Your arrogance is boundless, Kain.
There's a third option. A monumental secret hidden in your very presence here. But it's a secret you have to discover for yourself. Unearth your destiny, Raziel. It's all laid out for you here.
You said it yourself, Kain. There are only two sides to your coin.
Apparently so. But suppose you throw a coin enough times. Suppose one day it lands on its edge.
Bruh, I love that cutscene so much. Kain becomes, from Soul Reaver 1, just being a villain, to someone who's actually super charismatic and I love to listen to. I know Warframe 99 isn't a long quest cup, I just haven't done it because I did Christmas shopping today and I've just been really into PoE. I feel like detail how strong he's going, he still has to brace himself in the Raptor's corrupting wave. I feel like no one can actually properly, like, protect themselves from whatever the fuck that was. So Kain still has to brace for impact, essentially. I like how there's still hints that there's more to Kain back in Soul Reaver 1 too. Yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, considering he was the main character of, like, the first game, people probably were like, why the fuck is he evil all of a sudden?
Impulse stayed my hand. Why I had so willingly allowed Kain to escape me when I had pursued him for so long. I had no reason to trust Kain after he had valued me so little. And yet, I found myself intrigued by his words. I had been too cruelly used to so gullibly play his pawn. But if this world truly had secrets to divulge, I was determined to expose them.
And there's like his Raziel, who's so self-absorbed and self-involved that he just wants to discover why he's so important instead of just killing Kain. He could be played as an asshat. He was intended to be played as an asshat in Blood Omen 1. You're meant to be an asshole in that game. That's his canonic storyline. I guess people just like seeing him be super. He's just interesting. What up, Teeth? How you doing? It's the Teeth. We'll give Teeth a little shout out. They've just started streaming again. Oh, how you been, Teeth? Oh, welcome in. I'm gonna give myself a stretch. Oh. What's up? Not much. Just vibing, chilling. I'm glad you're doing well.
My arrival, I had the constant and palpable sensation of being watched. Someone, it seemed, was keenly interested in my presence here.
Okay, also, I need to point out, when we were in that cutscene, and I was changing back and forth between the graphics, it's because I noticed something. The movement of Kain's lips for the lip syncing are still linked up to the same movement that he has for Soul Reaver 2. The thing is, it's a different model, so it looks weird. His features look exaggerated in some points. And I switched back to Soul Reaver 2 and it looks alright because it was made for that model. I don't know if they put in all the effort here. It just looked really weird to me, and I have to point that out. It looked strange. It looked like one of those videos where someone corrupts the game so they have like exaggerated facial expressions. Next time we're in a cutscene, look out for it.
This door had been sealed for centuries. I began to realize it was no mere coincidence that I found myself standing here, beneath this winged figure with blue skin and cloven hands so like my own, and bearing this unique key.
Effort, what's that? I don't know. You don't put in the effort, Teeth? I think Raziel's main issue at this point is he feels so much like he's blinded by doing what the right thing is, or what he thinks it is.
That I unsealed that ancient door and crossed the threshold.
I never put any effort into anything. I love Mal. Oh fuck, Teeth. God damn. Calling yourself out there, aren't you? Also, what are these little blue guys? I never knew what these are. These are like spirits or something. You don't have to fight them. Like, I just never knew what they were. They don't have a soul, and they're just... Oh, Teeth, even if you wing it, you're still putting in some effort. Not putting any effort in would be to half-ass it. Or, like, to not do it. I think the shadow things you find defiance? Ah. Because I didn't ever realize someone was talking to me here. Shit, you caught me.
As I entered the chamber, I sensed that it had been sealed for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. And while this room was clearly built when the pillars were erected, I knew that no human hand could have shaped this place, and that perhaps it had never been seen by human eyes. The surrounding murals depicted a winged race, their features so like my own, but beautiful, where mine were grotesque, and angelic, while mine were demonic. I tried to decipher these images. A great war, but with combatants like none I had ever seen. The pillars, raised by this winged race, who thus defeated their adversaries. The winged beings again, writhing in agony, apparently afflicted with the same bloodthirst I had so recently suffered. And throughout the chamber, inscribed everywhere, images of the Reaver itself. Was this what Kain had urged me to discover? I wondered.
Lies, Raziel. not be deceived.
My ancient benefactor. And I dared to hope we had parted ways forever. Silence was refreshing, but it lasted. No doubt you have a conveniently inexpressible reason for your presence here.
Do not be insolent, Raziel. I am eternally present here and everywhere, now and always. I am the still center of the turning wheel, the hub of this world's destiny.
But perhaps not so omnipotent as you'd have me believe. Your hold on me appears to be tenuous. I no longer seem to need you. Yet I'm guessing you still need me.
This impudence is unworthy of you, Raziel. Do not forget that you have a task to fulfill here. You are indebted to me.
Indebted? You would have me show gratitude for a gift I didn't ask to be bestowed. Do you forget that you forced me to inhabit this vile carcass?
I restored you to yourself, Raziel. It was Kain who destroyed you. The very enemy you've just let slip through your grasp. Do not fail me, my servant.
I serve no one. Not you, not Kain, and not your lackey Mobius.
Mobius is my good servant. I have many.
And if I tell Mobius that he's worshipping a giant squid, do you think his faith will falter?
You have grown willful, Raziel. But beware. To embrace a serpent is to invite poison into your heart. Kain is a sinuous beast. He will seduce and deceive you. You pride yourself on your free will, yet you let that degenerate deter your resolve.
I harbor no illusions about his integrity, nor anyone else's. In fact, I am beset by manipulation on all sides. I merely seek the truth.
These are the fathomless truths, Raziel. The agony of birth and death and rebirth. This is the wheel of fate, the purifying cycle which sustains all life. Vampires are an abomination, a plague which leeches this land of its spiritual strength. They obstruct the flow of life and death. Their souls stagnate in their wretched corpses. But the wheel must turn. Death is inexorable and cannot be denied. Your destiny is irresistible, Raziel. You are my soul Reaver, the scourge of the vampires, reaper of their apostate souls. Remain steadfast, end the vampire's parasitic curse, and restore Nosgoth. Kain's blood belongs on your hands.
Kain indeed deserves to die for condemning me to this repugnant form. But if and when I kill him, it will be for me alone to decide.
Kain destroyed you without a flicker of remorse. He tore the soul from your noble corpse. And after you had served him faithfully for 1,000 years, he discarded you in the abyss on a jealous whim. Remember your rage, Raziel. Let it guide your hand.
But I love that Raziel knows everyone is manipulating him, it still goes along with it. Yeah, the voice actor for the squid is Tony J. Voice actor for Kain is Simon Templeman, so they're also a lot of high-value actors. Not high-value, high-profile actors. Yeah, Tony J did voice Frollo. Yeah, it is Frollo. Pretty sure. Simon Templeman is in Rugrats. He's what else is Templeman famous for? It's been a lot. He's like a big cartoon guy. He was the bad guy in Uncharted 1. If you played that, I'm not sure if you did. I don't know what else he's in. I just know him and oh, it's Michael Bell who's in Rugrats. Oh, I thought Templeman was also in Rugrats. Okay, never mind. Alright, Michael Bell is Raziel, the guy I'm playing. Who's he playing Rugrats? I mean, you can't say that Frollo was not in the wrong for going absolutely feral at the idea of a gypsy woman. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm gonna stop. Drew Chas Boris. Alright, so Esmeralda was banging. You're right. You're right, Teeth. Probably quite a few people then. Where the fuck is the hole I was trying to fit into? There it is. Show me that Esmerussi. If you know what I'm saying.
I surfaced into a very different landscape. The daylight barely penetrated the dense canopy of this forest. Here I discovered an ancient ruin, unmistakably one of Mobius's time-streaming chambers, but long ago sealed and abandoned to the encroaching swamp. I didn't currently possess the means to break this seal, but I thought in time that I might.
Trying to fit into holes, huh? And don't take my words out of context. I'm a good boy. Ow. I think so. VTuber awards are a thing, are they? I think. Wait, I think I have heard of them, but I'm pretty sure the winner for the VTuber awards right now is gonna be Iron Mouse. Let's be real. He doesn't look too different. Iron Mouse is the VTuber.
My lurking observer was exposed. The creature vanished when he realized he was discovered, but I caught a glimpse of him, and his features were distinctive enough. This was the vampire Vorador, the monstrous assassin depicted in the stronghold. Strange that a creature brazen enough to assault the circle single-handedly would avoid confronting me. Very well. If Vorador would not come to me, I would go to him. But first, I needed to find some means of reaching that terrace.
Iron Mouse is incredibly talented. You're right, Thief. Okay, damn, I killed him too hard. Ow. Okay. I need to stop hitting people with the Reaver. I think I've got dinner soon, so I'll probably get to the puzzle area and then I'll stop. Stab. Nah, give me a sword. No, that's not a sword. Sword. Give me the save. Man, nothing really changes in this game when you press it, when you go back in time. 20 years later, and they don't really need to change much to make it look better. Oh wait, that's the dog. Your dog souls give not much. Oh, what a dude in the middle of my cutscene who shouldn't be there. He's not meant to be there. What up, dude?
Here, leading northward into the mountains. The opening, however, was obstructed and too high for me to reach. Perhaps later I would find the means to bypass these obstacles.
Motherfucker was just in the cutscene. Alright. I think they placed more enemies, because I don't remember these guys being here. My second favorite guy in the remaster. What, your most favorite at the moment is the woman who fell over? You know what? Mood. He fell over. Alright, so we got guy who doesn't know where he is, and
my lurking friend
woman
was nowhere to be seen, but I found these ruins even more intriguing. I recognized these arcane symbols from the chamber beneath the pillars, and realized that this shrine too was sealed to all but the bearer of the Reaver.
I think this puzzle's super easy, if I remember. Like, I've got like glimpses of this place. It's only been like a year since I last played it, and I barely remember. I played it on stream too. I can just go back and watch my stream of it. Yeah, those don't do damage anymore. You just membering? I member. You member? I member. Hey, come on, souls. Where are you? Yeah, game, if I didn't know how to feed by now, just consider me, as Kain would put it, simple. Alright, where do I go from here? Wait a minute, what? That's not right. Where's the... Oh, there's a door here. Okay. Disc. The discs change a lot. I don't think I need to fight here, I don't think. Maybe? Yeah, I don't need to fight these guys. Just run past them and jump up.
Throughout this ancient shrine, murals depicted the winged race and the apocalyptic war against their mysterious and equally inhuman adversaries. These winged beings, it seemed, were not only the architects of the pillars, but of this enigmatic place as well. And just as in the pillars' chamber, this shrine was adorned throughout with imagery of the Reaver, depicted with the reverence of a holy icon.
Really questions how old the Reaver is. I don't even know what the actual age for the Reaver is in these games. It's definitely old as fuck, but I'm not sure how old as fuck is. Ah, yeah, I need to... No, I don't. The best I can do is say Janos older than it. Janos is older than it, but I don't even remember Janos' age. Do we even get a number for how old he is? Yeah, we have no idea how old he is. The age is older than this one person. Alright, how old is that one person? Hmm. Alright, how do you do this again? I think you have to come in through that hole right there. He's somewhere between Janos and how old a baby is. True. Actually, Gib. Oh, okay, now I'm gonna kill you. I don't even need to do that. I'm just doing it for fun. Fuck you. Let's see if something changes with the Reaver. With the other world. Oh my. Forgot how annoying these guys were. Though I do like that they bleed. There we go. Apparently I've already fed myself 30 times in this game. I don't know why it would count that. Are you fucking with me? Okay. I just need to do it. It didn't even look like it was shining off any light. I reckon it's done that before. I remember this puzzle. This puzzle I remember like the back of my hand. I know this one so well. Because it's a really stupid puzzle that you probably wouldn't get unless you fucking knew what the shadow thing meant. Yeah, get away from me, freaks. Right. Obviously, you're meant to drag this thing and bring it over here. Now, what does that have to do with getting over there? Well, light. Yep. Because people would figure that out. You make a ghost bridge. And then I think what we need to do is we need to go over here and then shoot that. Which it kind of implies that the Soul Reaver has always had telekinetic powers, which... Interesting. I need to do something here? Yeah. But there's nothing there. Yeah, realistically, you're meant to do this last, but we looked that way, so we're doing it that way. Depends. I feel like there's a fair chance these places were designed for Razio specifically. Well, the game makes it sound like there are a lot of Reaver wielders, so I don't understand how all this could have been made for Razio. I mean, I guess time Reaver shit. Yeah. Time Guardian shit. Yeah. Okay. Bit timey-wimey. Wish these guys barely look any different as well. Not dealing with them though. I wonder what that could mean. Any guesses? Yeah, fuck off. I'm not going to deal with you. There are very few fights that you actually have to take in this game. If you're wondering why I'm not looking for any collectibles, it's because there are none. This game was unfortunately a 2000s rush game. So it kind of suffers from a few issues. Like having the entire city cut out of the game, but still actually in the game. But you just never go to it unless you cheat. I wish I was joking. All these we can move, right? Yeah, this one. By the way, can anyone guess what kind of Reaver we're getting from this place? Okay, God damn it. The Dorito Reaver? Yeah, too right, Si. Dorito Reaver. God damn. You know, I shouldn't have asked someone who's played this game before. I realized food would be ready now. Okay. I'll finish it. Alright. I got food, so we're gonna get to the next save point and we're gonna call it. Here you go, door. God, this curry looks so good. Oh. I'm looking at it, it looks so nice. We forget. Thus armed.
As I neared the altar,
Yep.
I suddenly felt the Reaver quickening of its own volition. Just as in William's chapel, the balance of power tangibly shifted. Voracious and willful, the Soul Reaver was now in control, and I, merely its helpless puppet. The Reaver plunged itself into that mysterious altar, and devouring the energy that emanated from within, drained this place of its power. Thus sated, the Reaver released me, and I realized as I recovered control that these ancient shrines were forges, each purpose-built to enhance the Reaver with elemental power.
Okay, the reason why I said Jesus fuck was because there's an achievement that pops every so often. Obviously, there's gonna be an achievement for collecting the powered Reavers. This one was called Darkness, My Friend. That doesn't even have anything to do with the fucking game. No one ever says that. Why? I was born in the darkness, molded by it.
Now I understood the purpose of the mysterious basins I had seen throughout my journey. They were elemental fonts, each attuned to a fundamental essence. When I forged the blade, every font in Nosgoth with the same elemental attunement was simultaneously quickened. The Reaver's enhancements were never permanent, but these fonts enabled me to re-imbue the blade by bathing it in the elemental energy distilled therein.
By the way, what he means by it's not permanent is basically it's always going to be there until I go into the spirit realm. That's it. It is semi-permanent. Still kind of permanent.
Concentric circles, one eclipsing the other. I recognized this symbol from the door sealing that other ancient shrine, the one I had seen in the lake outside the Sarafan stronghold. Perhaps now, armed as I was with the elemental power of darkness, I could return and gain entry.
Oh, what's that? We just started the game and got the first power-up? Let's backtrack again. Oh, not again, for the first time. In an hour. Yeah, you can tell this game was rushed. I don't get how the old Raziel is just a bit more blue.
I would like to pet this creature.
Thank you for the pet, Scoot. Nice architecture they got there in it. Yeah, right? I like how if you change to the original graphics, it looks like you just forgot to put your glasses on a little bit. Yeah. Raz is naked. Oh, he's an avatar, okay. Raz is not an avatar.
You're a ragged excuse for a savior.
Vorador.
I see my reputation precedes me.
It does.
All good, I hope? I've been watching you since you emerged from that accursed stronghold. Strange that your arrival coincides with the corruption of the pillars. But I'm wondering, are you the catalyst of these events? Or the answer to them?
I don't know what you mean.
I will speak plainly then. I distrust your origin, stranger. Seeing you crawl from the putrid depths of Mobius's keep makes me question your purpose here. And what should I make of your appearance? Not human, clearly, and more demon than vampire. And the pillars. It is no mere coincidence that your arrival in that clearing heralded the pillars' decay. And so I ask you plainly, are you the instrument of the pillars' destruction or their salvation?
Neither.
Very well.
Let us look at the other side of the coin. I have followed your journey and watched as you blithely unlocked secrets that have been sealed and forbidden for thousands of years. The path you have been treading is open to only one being. You don't know what you are, do you?
I have been many things. If you find me ignorant, enlighten me.
What's the point? This world is beyond redemption. Let the human cattle have it.
I would expect better than meek capitulation from you.
Centuries of persecution have taught me well. 500 years ago, our race was nearly exterminated by the fanatical crusades of the Seraphan. And now the same sick drama unfolds again. In merely a decade, Mobius's cutthroat citizen army has nearly accomplished what the Seraphan could not. Vampires meddling in the affairs of men. Look where it's brought us.
What am I to make of these secrets I've uncovered, then? The depictions of the winged race, the pillars, and the Reaver.
Fairy
Baron! Bitch!
illusions of an ancient culture clinging to hope long after the world had discarded them. Their bloodline trickled away until only one of the ancients remained, sustained solely by obligation and his unfaltering faith in the old prophecies. But you see, even if you are
Hydration is important.
appear to be, it no longer matters.
Hydrate.
You're simply too late. Janos Audron, the Reaver Guardian, the last of the ancients, and my maker, was murdered by the Seraphan nearly 5 centuries ago. He alone would have the answers you seek, but his secrets died with him. I don't know how you've come even this far without his guidance, or without the Reaver, stolen these 500 years ago by the Seraphan. I'm afraid, my friend, that you and all of us are out of luck.
I had no less reason to trust Vorador than anyone else I had met. In fact, the ancient vampire was the most forthright being I had encountered thus far. If Janos Audron was the key to all this, then I would find him, and Mobius's time-streaming device would provide me passage. But first, I had to find a way back into the stronghold, and I suspected I would find the means within the lake's mysterious shrine.
Frodo has probably been... It's probably one of the coolest characters, but I don't think we see him much in this game. Alright, and also, why bonk? Fuck you for the push-ups. Fuck you for the RR. Thank you for the hydrate. God damn. I have food right in front of me, and you guys are prolonging me eating it. Look out. I'm having a nugget. Why not? You're mean. 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour, 6 hour, 7 hour, 8 hour, 9 hour, 10 hour. 1 hour. 4 hour, 5 hour, 6 hour, 7 hour, 8 hour, 9 hour, 10 hour. Oh my. One, 2, 4, hour, 5 hour, 6 hour, 7 hour, 10 hour. Oh shit. Beanies, a lot of you. Whew. Alright, let's get to the next save point and then I can actually eat my food. Now we don't have to run far, fortunately. Whew. Away from me. Oh, wrong button. Whew, I'm actually out of breath from all of that. God damn it. Alright, Elder God, where you at? I think I have to have a conversation with you after I fucking... Oh, before I save, I should say. I do gotta admit, the graphical fidelity change for the second one is actually more disappointing than the first one, because it doesn't look like they changed much at all. Not like I really care about that, because I'll be honest, I kind of like the look of the second one over the remake. But like, I feel like they could have done more, because look, nothing changes here. I'm just flashing blue. I think that's a shame, but they did stick with the whole identity of the game, so I'm not too upset about it, to be honest. Essentially just give me a better chance to play Soul Reaver again.
Having unearthed more than you'd like, I suspect. What am I to make of these ruins that litter the land, and these images here in this chamber?
Merely the deceits of a failed civilization. You are being misled, Raziel. This ancient race hoped to manipulate the future with these scrawled misdirections. You must tread carefully. There are dark forces at work in this world, bent on subverting your true destiny.
I have no doubt of that. The question is, am I in their presence right now?
Arrogance will spell your demise, Raziel. Deny my will, and the arc of your destiny will reach a sudden conclusion.
Your threats are unmoving. Even now, I'm beyond your reach.
My reach is longer than you realize. This is a very dangerous game you're playing, Raziel.
Yeah, the Elder God, his eyes are the only thing that changes, Cyrus. He doesn't have much change either. The biggest change is Raziel and Kain and Mobius. Like, everything else kind of looks the same. Kind of a shame, but what can you do? Alright, that is where we end it this time. Tomorrow we're gonna play this a lot more, probably get much further into it. Woo-wee. I'll be honest, I'm not gonna raid into anyone today. I want to eat my food. I'm sorry, I know that's quite mean, but I kind of just want to eat my food. Tomorrow we'll raid into somebody. Don't let me forget. What's that? Promise. I just want to eat my food. I have this delicious curry in front of me with rice and fried chicken. I'm gonna eat my fried chicken. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. We completed Soul Reaver 1, 1 to Soul Reaver 2. Probably finish Soul Reaver 2 next week. Probably get really close today. If we get not today, tomorrow. If we get close enough tomorrow, I'll just finish it, or we'll do a quick stream on Monday to finish it off. We'll probably get pretty close. This game is amazing. I love it. I mean, the story is amazing. Everything else kind of pretty mediocre. But yeah, get some rest, you deserve it. I'm gonna eat, Leo. I'm gonna fucking gorge. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Y'all get some rest too. It is the weekend, so get a later night than you usually do. That's what the weekends are for. I don't know why I slapped my chest for that. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. And if not, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend.